Oh, hey there, I'm playing some Hammerhead here. I've actually been playing quite a bit of Final Stand because I want to get good at it. And I've been using the MTAR again, but I don't know, the MTAR is just not the same anymore as it used to be before this huge fall upgrade. So I'm switching back to the A91. The A91 used to be my go-to weapon now for medium to long distance, actually even like out of the hip. It's a very good weapon. I keep going back and forth. I have matches where I don't do well with the A91 and then I'm like questioning if it's really a really good weapon. But most of the time I have to say I'm doing really well with it. I have a lot of matches happening like at 2, 3, 4 in the morning and I'm super tired and I probably should go to bed and not play games. But I'm addicted, I admit it. I just love gaming. I loved gaming ever since I saw my first games, 2 decades ago or something like that. Oh, I don't want to give away my age now, but now you kind of know. Uh, I've been a gamer ever since. I've been loving games. I mean, whenever I had any games, I got my hands on it. I was able to get my hands on it. I did get my hands on it. I just loved gaming, and there's been times where I wasn't able to game because I didn't have any access to games, or I didn't have any money, or I didn't have a job, whatever. That's what life is all about. But I just love gaming. I would always prefer gaming over watching TV. And I know some people that spend hours and hours and almost all their lives just watching stupid reality shows on TV. And that doesn't really do anything for me because I don't know. I just feel like I want to do something. I want to do something with my hands. I want to be able to interact with whatever I do, and I know this generation now is going to have a hard time if they ever are going to be somewhere where they can't do something with their hands. Everyone is always playing with their mobile phones or their iPads, their whatever tablets, and gaming consoles or anything where you can always constantly do something. It's all about interactivity nowadays, and me as a web designer, I had to learn fast that you can't just make a boring static website anymore. You have to make it so people can actually change things, people can interact with it, because that's what they want to do, that's what they love to do. And I have to admit, even though I'm older than I feel, I just want to constantly just play with things. I want to, move things. I want to push buttons. I want to make a change. I don't want to just sit there and watch something. And yeah, I do love movies, and once in a while I love to just sit back for 2 hours and watch a really good movie. I have to admit that. But usually after 2 hours of just sitting there and doing nothing and just watching a movie, I'm like, okay, I'm ready now. Push some buttons. So, after a movie, unless I go to bed right afterwards, I'm like, I gotta have to go and play a game now and do some, make a difference, do some damage, get into a good match, have some action where I can be part of it and I'm not just passively part of it, but I'm actually actively part of it. I don't know how you feel about that, but I just feel like games are so amazing because you could be literally like super like lonely, like saying alone in this world. As long as you have games, you don't feel alone because you're playing with other people. You play with other real people and you're making a difference. I mean, I can just even tell when I play Commander how I can make a huge difference in a match. I can literally turn a match around by just helping them, by pointing out the enemies, by putting some cruise missiles down and putting some UAVs down, and all of a sudden the team that was actually about to lose is winning, and that's just super satisfying. I don't know, you can never get that from just watching TV, and I don't know. For me, it's always also been that life is so short, and even though I enjoy my downtime. My expectations of downtime are super minimal. I don't need a ton of time to feel like I've relaxed. After I had, like I said, a couple of hours of downtime, I'm ready to go and do something again, learn something, make a difference in this world, or make a difference in my life, or make a difference, you know, in my skills, or just how I feel about myself. I mean, how can you feel good about yourself when you just sit and watch TV all the time? I mean, you haven't even, or even like, you know, the thing is, like, I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, but I have never understood sports, you know, watching sports. I mean, I love doing sports, but just sit there and watch someone else being successful in life and you know, doing sports, running around, winning, being skilled, being super awesome. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I can maybe watch that on YouTube for like 5 minutes. I can watch someone doing something super awesome, and then I'm like, oh my God, I want to be good like this. I want to do that. I want to try that. Or if I don't want to try it, I'm like, oh, I wish I could do that. You know, I'm kind of jealous of that person being able to do that. But you know, watching sports for hours and hours and just watching someone else being successful and then being happy about that, it's like, why? I mean, if you don't personally know this person, if it's not a family member of yours or a good friend of yours that's running around on the field catching a ball, why would you even care? I mean, why would you care if this person is good or not and skilled or not? Why would you be so freaking involved in it? I mean, I don't understand. I've never understood that. It's like, you know, just do something yourself in your life that you're good about. You know, kind of go out there and play sports yourself and be good, and you win the match for your team, with your team. Or you do something, like, even if it's a single sport, you know, anything, you know, or a one-on-one sport, you go and do it, and then you feel really good about yourself. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's I've never been a person who likes to be just passively participating in anything. I find that super boring, and I find that such a waste of life somehow. I mean, it's just, before you know it, I mean, you're old and nobody cares about you anymore. I mean, look at the young people nowadays, how they just don't care about the old people. Well, once you're like a certain age, you're just out of it. I mean, they're just not, nobody cares anymore. You're not like even barely a part of this world, you know. I mean, look at the TV commercials and YouTube and the music scene and everything. I mean, everyone is so young. I mean, as soon as you know, past 20, you're like, oh my God, everyone is younger than me. Actors, everything. And you know, like, you're older, you're just out. You know, I mean, it's kind of sad, but that's how this world is. So, you know, as long as you live, do something with your life, just whatever it is, you know. I mean, if you don't know what's your passion or what you can be good at, or if you feel you have no talent, it's so wrong. I hear so many people, you know, they see my like artwork and they see my videos, not the gaming videos, but the animations I did and all kinds of other stuff that I did. I have a lot of hobbies, and they're like, oh my God, I wish I was so talented, was as talented as you are. And I'm like, you probably have, you most likely have a talent. If you think you have no talent, you're wrong. You just haven't found it yet. It could be anything. It could be skiing, it could be knitting, it could be writing a book, it could be cooking, it could be taking, you know, photography shot. I mean, you know, taking photos. I don't know. It could. I mean, there's so many things in life that you can do, and you can experience, and you can get good at it, and you maybe even can get so good at it that you actually teach other people. And I don't know how, you know, so many young people nowadays, and you know, it's probably partially to blame on the digital time that we have right now. You know, people don't have to be creative themselves anymore. Everything is basically thrown at them, and you can basically now have any mobile device and watch other creative people doing their thing and being in awe about them, and it's everything right in front of you. And a lot of things are so simple nowadays in life. I mean, and when I, you know, remember how, you know, achieving certain things like making a movie or even just writing, you know, making music is so hard. Nowadays anyone can do it because, you know, all the apps and tools and software that you have nowadays, they make everything so simple. You know, people that feel like they couldn't do something before, all of a sudden are able to actually do something. Like someone who is totally, you know, incapable of doing, like making music, for example. Another, you know, talking about music again. All of a sudden it's like, oh my god, I don't need much more than a computer and maybe a little keyboard. Sometimes I don't even need a keyboard. You can have like a digital keyboard on your screen. You can kind of somehow, you know, put sounds out. You can even take sounds that already exist and mix them together and make it your own. And I mean, it's so amazing. You can be creative. Even though it's not as much work anymore, but you can be creative, you can create things. And one of the reasons I do, you know, make YouTube videos is really not because I'm thinking I'm gonna become famous and make money off of this. I know I will never make money off of this. I don't even know if I want to make money off of this, because I know so many YouTubers who actually have a contract or have partnered with some kind of company. They are forced to put out at least 1 or 2 videos every day, and they have to be super good quality. I mean, can you imagine the pressure they have? Gaming is not going to be even fun anymore for them. They're like, it's like a chore. It's like, oh my god, I have to go on there now. And you know, let's say they're like, you know, their friends, all they want to see is Battlefield. So all they have to play every day, they have to play this game. And if they don't have a good match, they get all stressed out. They're like, oh my god, I gotta have some good quality. Then I have to sit down and cut this all together. And it's kind of like a must almost. And for me, it's like, I love doing this, you know. And I don't have any pressure. I mean, if I don't have any time for like 2 weeks, or I have no good material, or I just feel like I don't have, you know, I don't want to do any videos right now, I don't have to. There's no pressure. I'm not, you know, nobody's waiting for me. You know, I'm sure people are following me. They're probably like to see new videos of me, but they're probably following 100 other YouTubers. They don't even notice if I have a YouTube, you know, if I have a new video out or not. If I do, they're happy. If I'm not, they don't notice. So, you know, I can do whatever and I feel free. I have a full-time job. I don't want this to be another full-time job. I want this to be a hobby that I enjoy. And if I don't enjoy it anymore, I can stop anytime I want. I don't owe anybody anything. And you know, when I've you know, started to follow a lot of YouTubers that are actually really good gamers. But after a while of watching them, you just realize how forced it is, how they are just looking for content, like desperately looking for something to talk about, and it's so forced and it's so not fun to watch. It's like, oh my god, you know. Just, you know, if just don't do a video. It's better you don't do a video than I sit here and I have to watch it and I'm super bored. You know what I mean? It's like, I love the way you game and you're super awesome. And, you know, I love some of the videos that you do, but a lot of those videos I just watch. And, you know, I love watching those videos on my commute, you know, when I go to work, on my way home, on the train, which is an hour each way. I have plenty of time to watch videos, and that's probably the only time I really watch YouTube videos is on my commute. And yeah, the Wi-Fi sucks on the train, so I basically have to download the videos. And every week, you know, on Friday, I pick the videos from my subscribers that I think I may enjoy. But I have to say, you know, a quarter of those videos that I download from those YouTubers are just like, oh my god, I mean, really. And if I wasn't sitting on a train being able to do nothing else, I probably would not want to watch it, because I wouldn't want to waste my time watching this. And you know, maybe you watch this video right here and you're like, blah blah blah, I don't want to know what this person has to say, it's super boring. And that's good, you know, I mean, feel free. I'm not making money out of this. If you don't want to watch it, then fine. But anyway, back about, you know, life and what to do with your life and how not to waste your life. And if you're someone who is like me, who likes more, like, you know, smaller maps in Battlefield and more infantry based maps, but you kind of like the way the maps are, you know, from the way they look and how they're like, just there are beautiful maps. I mean, the only map that I really don't like in this DLC is Hangar 21, and I just saw in the forum that Hangar 21 is supposed to be the most popular map. I don't understand, because Hangar 21 plays at night, which that's probably why it's the most favorite one, because I think, as far as I know, it's the only like night map in Battlefield 4. Maybe people think it's a nice change, but I can't see anything in Hangar 21. It's so dark. I can't see the enemy. Once the enemy is, once I see the enemy, they're in my face and it's too late and they shoot me down. So, I don't know. I don't like dark maps, and you've probably heard me say that before, but I really don't like Hangar 21. I love all the other maps. Whiteout is so far my absolute favorite map. Love that map. Love the cover. Love the way the map just is laid out. Everything about it. I just love it. I even love to use vehicles in Whiteout, believe it or not. But if you're one of those people who, started to play Final Stand and just can't really get a good death kill ratio, just can't, win, gets shot all the time, I can only suggest you, take your time, try to find a strategy, try to learn how to drive vehicles, maybe drive in someone else's vehicle, someone that's good, and get some kills like that, and stick to the inside, like here in Hammerhead, the inside. I love this inside here. You can get a lot of kills in here, and just feel good about yourself, try to prevent people from coming in. And in Whiteout, there's a lot of, buildings and caves and things like that you can stick to. Don't stay in a wide open, because you definitely will get sniped, will get taken down by vehicles and stuff like that, and it will be very, very frustrating. And what I do is just, stick to the inside or stick to the very outside of the map. That's always a good thing too. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope to see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.